Yes, I hear the construction. It annoys me more than it annoys you. Forgive me. I needed to film. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. Today I'm going to discuss something that I'd like to start implementing on my channel. I would like to start reviewing books on this channel, and as I have been thinking about that and working it out in my brain, I've come across a problem in the fact that I don't believe that there should be censorship, but also I don't believe every book is appropriate for every person, and I believe that it's up to the individual or their guardian to determine what is appropriate in their personal circumstances. So, because I don't necessarily want to make blanket statements across the board to say this book is bad and evil because it has these things in it, or this book is good because it doesn't have these things in it, what I would like to do instead is provide a place where you have lots of information to make that choice for yourself. So there are two specific categories of things that I would like to mention. First are trigger warnings, and then I guess the next one would be parental advisory content. We'll get to that one. So I just want to make it very clear when I'm reviewing books or talking about books, if the books contain any of the following items that I will mention later on, that you are aware of that and you can do what you will with that information. So first, trigger warnings. I will provide, as best I can, descriptions on what is in the book, what chapter it's in, the name of the chapter, and the page numbers or the percentages if I'm listening to the audiobook, or roughly how long it lasts. So the things that I will be giving trigger warnings for: suicidal ideation or heavy depression, anxious, intrusive thoughts, characters who experience PTSD, rape, and disordered eating or eating disorders. So those 5 things I will be talking about and warning you up front before you even read the book. This book contains these things. And if any one of those are triggering for you, then you have the information you need to either skip those chapters or skip those moments in the book or avoid the book entirely. Next part is parental advisory. So for my friends who have parents who provide guidelines on what they want their children to be reading or not to be reading, or for my friends who don't want to read certain things because of moral or religious viewpoints, these are the following things that I will also note occur in books. I'm not going to give chapters that these things happen in unless you really want me to, and then I will pay attention to that. But as it stands now, I will just mention that the books contain these items. So these are the things that I will be paying attention to and noting for you if this is something that your parents have asked you not to read, or your religious standing or moral viewpoints say, I'm not really comfortable with reading or listening to an audiobook about that. So, drugs, drug usage, drinking, violence, sex, or swear words. I will do my best to kind of keep track of how often it's mentioned. I'm not going to count every time that drugs are mentioned or that violence is mentioned, but I will mention scenes that I think are maybe really important, that maybe are really violent, or like depending on the types of swear words, I might just, because some people view some swear words as worse than other swear words, I will note the swear words that tend to offend people, and just so you know in advance before going into the book kind of what it entails and what is going on with the book. That way you're not caught off guard when you're reading books that you're really excited for, and you just kind of know heading in what it's going to entail. I'm going to make it clear that I don't necessarily think that the parental advisory things are necessarily bad or evil. But I do believe it's up to you or your guardian to determine what is appropriate for you in your circumstance. So here I'm saying I'm going to provide all this information for you, and you can do with it what you want. That's basically what this comes down to. If you have any suggestions on things that you would like me to pay attention to and keep note of when I'm reviewing books, let them down below. If you have triggers for other mental illnesses, or I don't know, that's why I didn't include them. I'm not super aware of or know a lot about other mental illnesses or other things that would be triggering. So please fill in my knowledge gaps and write them down below, and I'll keep track of those things. And with that being said, get ready for some reviews. I will talk to you all in the comments. Bye.